Well, good evening. I made it to camp, managed to get set up. I'll let you look around camp first of all. The usual setup, the accommodation, it's the usual arrangement. It's a bivy bag in case it rains and the tarp leaks, but it's unlikely. Inside the bivy bag I've got my Four Seasons military sleeping bag. I've got an air bed and foil, so it should be more than snug. So I'm just going to crawl into this now and catch you later. And you probably guessed, I have company tonight. However, once I settle down, they'll settle down and call it a night as well. The cattle have finally left me alone. I apologise for the having to whisper, but I don't want to make any noise, attract attention, and I'll use this red light as short a period as possible, but it's the best way to operate if you don't want to be detected by cattle or poachers or anybody else lurking around at night. It's a pretty inaccessible point. I'm up on a ridge at the top of the gully next to the field, inside the cover, and so it's fairly safe on all sides except the field side, which are where the cattle are. If they get startled in the night, I know I'm in trouble. I'll have to keep an eye out, but I don't expect or anticipate any movement in this part of the country. I'll give you a rundown of the camp in the morning properly. Until the morning, I bid you all a good night. Good morning. Well, it's a beautiful morning. The evening was wonderful. It was quiet. I was followed in by a herd of cattle, I think I mentioned, before I fell asleep, but they dispersed within 5-10 minutes. They will probably reappear shortly. As I thought, the army tarp is just a bit shy of length when it comes to having a hammock underneath, from tree to tree. So as I imagined, it'd have to be a DD tarp, a larger one. I think it's suitable. It would get you by. I did bring my bivy bag with me, and so if it had become a deluge, I would have kept dry. I brought with me as well, as I said last night, the foil, the air bed, and the army summer bed. Now this is the end of May, and to be honest with you, it wasn't warm enough, even though I had this fleece on. It got very cold about 2 or 3 in the morning. And it was a struggle to keep comfortable and to be able to get some decent sleep. So lesson learned, if you get a proper hammock then you'll be okay. Of course I did put some tie strings on in case, drip cord on in case the rain came, and it would help to prevent moisture travelling down into and under the basha. As you can see, the problem with the army basha is it's just shy. The rain would drip possibly onto the knot, even though I tried to balance it off at both ends. I'll show you the other end, and the same at this end, just inside, so that probably would have kept dry as the drips kind of hit this area, so it's not ideal. That's the tarp stretched to its absolute max. So the bivy and hammock were struggling to keep under cover. So yeah, I'd go for a slightly larger basha. As you can see, it is quite covert. It blends in really well with natural UK woodland, so there's nothing wrong with that. So I think it's time for the brew up. I am going to come clean with you and let you know that I'm down on the west southern corner of Scotland, quite near Portpatrick area. So it's kind of like the Scottish Lang's End, if you like. Isn't this an absolutely beautiful time of year when everything is so fresh, having awoken from winter? Bushcraft breakfast for me is good quality bacon into little pieces, into a shallow amount of water to steam, cook it at high temperature, and then dropping an egg in and making it a kind of bacon and egg omelette. The mixture of water, egg and bacon makes a good combo, and doesn't take very long to produce a good protein breakfast. That's about ready, so if I just take it off the heat and let it cook on its own heat for a few moments, the egg that is stuck to the base, not much of it that is, will detach because of the moisture. Well, that was an amazingly good breakfast. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Until next time, stand by and watch this space, so to speak. Take care, and chin chin from me.